All right. Sorry about that. All right. Try this again. Let's try this again. Dang, I was in the flow and the rhythm and everything. That phone call just messed me up. I didn't know how to end this stream from the other one. I got two streams going on, I think, at the same time. Yeah. Got two streams going at the same time. Anyways, man, let's get back to it, man. We just got our fresh show, man. What's up, YouTube? What a great picture here. DGP back again with another episode of Patriot Keys. I think the other one I may end up deleting, man. Yeah, I probably end up just deleting that eventually. But in this video, man, sorry about that, man. This is take two, man. Phone call messed up my whole computer. I don't know what it was, man. They probably just trying to talk trash about the Patriots not being players, man. And what I mean, as you can tell, you looked at me from the channel from the beginning of the year. I said this team should tank, man. You know, get a top 5 pick, get Justin Fields, get Trevor Lawrence, especially. Get a top 5 pick, get a franchise piece. And, you know, we can go on our way. You know, we have a lot of cap next year and try to build for the future. We didn't do that. After Tom Brady, and it looked like Justin was going to be the quarterback, I'd said 6-10, 11-5 would be our record. And right now, we're looking at 6-8 right now. You know, with Cam Newton, I said 9-7, 10-6 at the. I'm sorry, 8-8, 10-6 at the best playoff team potentially. 8-8 is still looking mildly on the table. You know, we come in and win 2 more games, 2 in the last 2 games. I had a video come out about 2 weeks ago, and I said Cam Newton will be benched for Jarrett Stidham. Like, we need to do that right now. Like, we need to lose these games. And I thought after the Ravens game we would lose that, and then that would carry us into the Jarrett Stidham era in terms of the last years of the season, and it did not. We had to be in the Ravens. We still have a chance. Cam didn't look too good, and Bill Belichick stuck with him this whole time. And my thing, I didn't want to have Stidham have 2 weeks of full preparation. Now, we're in week 15, about to go to week 16. If Belichick doesn't start Jarrett Stidham, that tells me, like, I don't think he's the guy anyway. I really don't think he's the guy. But with no playoffs now to hold that little carrot over Cam Newton's head, if Jarrett Stidham does not start, that tells me everything I need to know. I mean, it's already telling because Jarrett Stidham was that guy. We would have never got Cam Newton. Cam Newton would have been benched already if Jarrett Stidham was that guy. I think Belichick knows himself. Jarrett Stidham is not that guy. I don't think he feels like he's not the future quarterback if he doesn't start in week 16, especially. Let him get a couple first team reps. Let him get the season, not the season. Let him get 2 weeks to be the first team quarterback and everything. Get the reps and everything. Go through the motions and all that stuff. If he doesn't look good, hey, we know what we got for the future now, man. If we're going to continue with him, then he has a full season. But we know that he's probably the answer at quarterback. So this team right here, man, on offense. Demir Bird, he looked pretty good with Cam Newton. They had a little bit of chemistry. N'Keal Harry, man, let's have a conversation. You were drafted ahead of DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, a couple other receivers too, right in that draft. You are probably out of if we took the top 10 receivers from that draft, you're probably looking at the 7th, 8th receiver in that draft class. It's not looking good, man. I understand, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna say he's gonna be a bust or he's trash, because again, some guys take a little bit longer to develop. But last year with Tom Brady didn't look too well. This full year with Cam Newton didn't look too well. Now, granted, that 2 quarterbacks, he was hurt last year, only played half the year. Then this year he got in the all-season rhythm, didn't get a lot of time with Cam Newton and everything. So maybe chemistry is an issue. But that whole thing with Cam Newton talking about the N'Keal Harry's trainer saying Cam Newton is not that good essentially and all that stuff. Has Cam Newton played well? No, he has not played well this year. But some of that also probably because of you, man. Like, we got to get better at these receivers, man. In drafting receivers, I'm done with it. I never want to see Belichick draft a receiver in the top two rounds. Like even with Devontae Smith, and I love Devontae Smith, and I'm like, shoot, Maybe the Patriots go get Devontae Smith from Alabama. I feel like we might ruin his career. Like, we do not do good at drafting wide receivers, man. The last good wide receiver that we drafted was Julian Edelman, and look where we got him. He was a quarterback that turned to a wide receiver, man. Jacoby Myers looking pretty good, though. Jacoby was probably the best wide receiver this year. Big question mark. That it's hard, man, because it's like, do you want to try to run it back with Cam? Sorry, don't mind the sirens. I'm sorry about that. Do you want to run it back with Cam, or do you want to just be like, you know what? We tried it, didn't work. Try to see Jarrett Stidham, because again, you still have Jarrett Stidham for I think another year or so, a year, maybe 2 years on his rookie deal. If you don't figure out if he's the guy or not, then it's kind of like you're wasting the draft pick on the back of quarterback. I mean, not really waste because he's the back of quarterback, but we don't know. That was supposed to be the guy after Brady. After we traded Jimmy G, they was like, oh, Belichick loves Stidham. He loves Stidham. If you love Jarrett Stidham so much, once you think Jarrett Stidham will be the starting quarterback, Belichick don't care what you did for him. CC Malcolm Butler, CC Tom Brady. He thinks about, well, Tom Brady was more so of a ego thing, but besides that, he's all about winning. If you can help me win football games, you'll be playing. And if Stidham doesn't start week 16, that tells me all I need to know about Jarrett Stidham, that he's not the guy. I already think that, but that's going to confirm it without him even taking a snap on the field if he don't start week 16. He's not the guy. He's not it. Not it. What went wrong this season? Offense. Offense was trash. Receivers. We didn't have good receivers last year. Couldn't get separation again this year. Tight ends is garbage. The running game was good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Damian Harris. Sonny Michel. He's probably going to be on his way out. I think Sonny Michel's a free agent after this year. Damian Harris and Sonny Michel, they kind of do two of the same things. And Sonny Michel, unless he wants to come back on a cheaper deal because Rex Burkhead got injured, he's probably going to be on IR for the start of next year. So Sonny Michel could come back on a team-friendly deal. But I think Damian Harris is a starter, man. James White didn't look too well. He had his issue with his family and everything early on, but also, too, the way that this offense was running more run-centric, that doesn't really fit James White's play style. So offense was a big question mark. It was bad. And, the defense wasn't the best. The defense was good at times. Even today they were good. But after a certain point in time, you give out. You're trying so hard. And if the team can't produce points like that, the offense can't really move the football. You're constantly out on the field. Sometimes you get gas and sometimes you just fold. Stephon Gilmore, man, he went down with an injury today, man. Little nervous about that because it was a non-contact injury and he was holding his knee. And, I don't want to hope for the worst. Just praying for the best. But it didn't look too good. Now, that comes into question because Belichick was probably going to trade him this offseason. Gilmore has 1 more year left on his deal. He entertained trade talks, this past trade deadline, and he probably wants to get rid of Gilmore, try to get a second-round pick, maybe a first-round pick for him while he has 1 more year left on his deal. With this injury, if it's an ACL, if it's something like that, how do you trade Stephon Gilmore? And if you do trade him, you're not going to get much back from him. And I think Belichick was trying to trade him just because he's not going to re-sign Gilmore. He leaves, we get a third-round comp pick back, and so he's probably trying to make it a second-round pick if he can. And I think that was the biggest thing with Gilmore. So with him going down, that kind of begs the question mark, man. A lot of things went down, and the opt-outs and everything. Been a fan for almost 9 years, and this year is brutal. Yeah, man, it sucks, man. This year wasn't good, but I said it's going into the year. I said if we finally lose, because since 2013, I've heard the Patriots era Brady's done. After he has 2 more years left, the Belichick dynasty stuff is over, and it's continued. Like 2013, that game against the Chiefs. Trent Dilfer said we're not good. Like around that 2014, 2013, they were saying Brady only had a couple more years. The dynasty only had a couple more years, and we survived for another 5-6 years. So going to this year, look, this is how it's going to end. How it's going to start. The downside, hey, I've seen 6 Super Bowl rings. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. And so that's all that was, man. That's all that was. The opt-outs didn't help either. You had Dante Hightower, our top linebacker. Patrick Chung, who's a good safety who can cover the tight, who was our guy to cover the tight ends, which we were getting by the tight end all season long. Marcus Cannon, another offensive lineman, he went out. Just a lot of opt-outs, man. A lot of things went wrong. As a Ravens fan, I understand how you guys feel, but trust me, better days are coming. You guys are going to have a lot of money in 2021. I think you guys should resign. Can't just need some weapons. Yeah, We definitely need weapons, but the thing is kind of like Cam is what 31. You know, he's been beaten up, battered and bruised. Excuse me. And it's like, do you want to invest the next 3 to 4 years with Cam? Or do you want to just try to go through a makeshift period of trying to figure things out? That's kind of the situation the Patriots are in. Maybe Cam Newton wants to come back for another year, or maybe Cam Newton really didn't like the New England system, didn't like the New England way. He just was kind of using this as a trial run for some teams. You know, I thought he was going to go to the Chargers. I thought that was the best fit for them, but they got Justin Herbert. Maybe he wants to go to Chicago, man. You know, they got some pieces and everything. I don't know if they're going to re-sign Allen Robinson. Probably not. But, hey, New England brings in Allen Robinson. Just can't want to stay with us. So it's a lot of different things that the Patriots can do. You know, Edelman's coming back from injury, but he's looking like a shell of himself. But, yeah, man, we'll see what Cam Newton. I honestly, I would probably lean to the sides of no, just because I wanted us to tank, and I'm still kind of on that mindset of getting a young quarterback, see if they can do something decent, and then like, okay, we got this quarterback for the next 10 years. We can build pieces around him. So probably no on Cam Newton. That's just me though. Nothing against Cam Newton. He did good this year. He did real good this year. I think he proved some people wrong that he can still play a little bit. Get ready for Skip Bayless. Say Belichick is exposed without him giving at least 2 years to fix his team. Yeah, man. You know, I joke around and say Belichick's been exposed, but I mean, Belichick's still the GOAT coach. You know, hey, you know, the team was decimated. Belichick did all he can. You know, in some of these games that we've lost, you know, we could have won them. You know, but I tell you all the time, that separates the good teams from the bad teams. You know, a team going 11-5 or 10-6 versus a team going 6-10. That's a difference of 2-3 games. That's the difference. And most football games have about 90% of football games end in a one-possession ball game. And if you look at us, the Seahawks, the Bills, just to list a few, the Chiefs, just to name a few, even though we kind of got blown out a little bit by the Chiefs towards the end, but it was close for the most part. But those are the type of games. We win that, hey, now we're 10-6. Now the tune is a little bit different. So it is what it is, man. You know, hey, you just got to laugh, man. Just got to laugh. Let's see. Danny Vitale, the new fullback, he opted out. That's the only reason Jakob was going to start fullback. Yeah, but Jakob was also pretty good. Well, he was going to be the starting fullback last year. Then he got hurt. So that's why Jakob didn't. Was it Jakob or was it our other fullback? I think it was Jakob that got hurt last year. He was going to be the starter. Contact knee injury. Belts was looking to trade for him. Who knows? Maybe Gilmore is now going to have to stay. Who knows about that? I keep saying this connection unstable. Secondary, man, J.C. Jackson. Hey, man, had another interception. Shout out to Chase Winovich on the sack fumble. I really not sack fumble, but he hit him as he was throwing the ball, had to throw it out the sack. J.C. Jackson in the right place, right time. J.C. Jackson, man, I mean, he wasn't our best. Well, you could argue that he was our best corner this year because Gilmore's been in and out the lineup. You know, he had COVID, then he had a knee injury. J.C. Jackson isn't a number one corner yet. Gilmore is still better than him. Gilmore is still like the number one corner and everything, but J.C. Jackson is a very good solid number two right now. I think he can be a number one corner. You saw he had some spurts when Gilmore was out that he was a number one corner, and he got cooked a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, he got cooked a couple times, but a lot of times he made some plays though, man. And he's a ball hawk, man. You know, the ball, you know, comes to him. He has the opportunity every single time to get an interception. That's what I love about J.C. Jackson. Devin McCourty, he did decent. I think he did a good job, you know, more so off the field, kind of managing the ship, making sure everybody else was looking good and everything. But, you know, Devin McCourty did decent this year. Chase Winovich, he looked good early on. Then he was in the doghouse, and now he's getting some more snaps. He's looking better and everything. Yeah, man. This Jake Bailey. Can't forget about Jake Bailey, our punter. He better be all pro. He better be Pro Bowl, better be all pro. He was our best player this year. If we had to give a team MVP to somebody on the Patriots, it got to be Jake Bailey. Jake Bailey was the team MVP, man. He was the best player on the team, man. The punter. Shout out to Pat McAfee for the brand. You got to give him credit, man. The guys who opt out this year, they'll be back for next season, right? Yeah. They should be back. I think the opt-outs, actually, no, depending on how their contract is. So basically, like, I think if like a team, like, I think Patrick Chung's contract said like this. I think Patrick Chung's supposed to be a free agent after this year. And I think if you opted out, like, this year counted in your, like, towards your contract. So, like, you didn't make, like, you know, let's say you were slated to make $5 million this year. You didn't make that. You only made $100,000. So I don't know. That's an interesting question now that I think about it. Because if that's not the case, then, you know, a guy like Marcus Cannon might have to go. You know, Michael Onwenu, the rookie tackle from Michigan. He looked pretty good. So him and Isaiah Wynn, you got those two tackles. Marcus Cannon maybe taking a little bit more cap. He's a little bit older. Maybe he's got to let him go. Patrick Chung, we needed him because we need somebody to defend the tight ends. Kyle Brand Delpit, the guy from LSU. He went to the Browns. Kyle Duggar, not saying he was terrible, but he wasn't that good. He was meh. He was meh this year. He was meh this year. But again, he played at the D2 school, but Belichick took him in the second round. So we'll see how that turns out, man. But yeah, where does this lead us for the future? I say give Belichick. He's like almost, I think he's 70 right now. Belichick may got 5 more years in him. I think if Belichick gets back to the Super Bowl, win or lose, I think he's done after that. But I think Belichick's going to try to give it another 5 years or so to try to build a team. Yeah, another probably 5 years. Marquise Lee, Danny Vitale had 1-year contract, and Malachi had 1-year contract. Yeah, so Marquise Lee, man, he might not come back. I don't know. Maybe Belichick bring him back. He'd be on a friendly deal, but I don't see him coming back. Danny Vitale, maybe not. Yaku was decent. He was all right. Let's actually look at the Patriots contracts, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and do that. Hope everybody's day was okay. Hope everybody's weekend was fantastic. As we get ready for next week, I see got the workout equipment behind me. Shout out to my boy Ace of All Trades, a.k.a. Gamer Flex. Shout out to him, man. Really been helping your boy out. All right, let's go. Free agents 2021. Let's go. Try to pull this thing up. Try to pull this up on my phone. Let's see who we got for free agents, man. All right, so yeah, Joe Thuney, he's an unrestricted free agent. Remember, we franchise tagged him. Jason McCourty, a free agent. James White is a free agent. Lawrence Guy is a free agent. Adam Butler's a free agent. Wow, Adam Butler. David Andrews a free agent. Rex Burkhead is a free agent. Calhoun's a free agent. We got Reds, man. D.A. White free agent. J.C. Jackson's a restricted free agent, man. Wow. So that's probably a guy we might have to end the franchise tag in the J.C. Jackson. So if you look at the list right now, I would say J.C. Jackson is the most important guy we got to take care of on the free agency market. After him, it might got to be Adam Butler. Not David Andrews. David Andrews, we got to take care of him. Joe Thuney too, but I don't know if we want to take. I don't know if they're going to pay Joe Thuney because they only franchise tagged him last year. So maybe they will pay Joe Thuney. James White's probably out the door, which sucks. Rex Burkhead is probably out the door too with that injury and everything. And Calhoun's probably going to be back. So, yeah, man, we got to take care of J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson is a restricted free agent this year. Similar to that Malcolm Butler situation that we had. We couldn't get a long-term contract with him and then letting Malcolm Butler go. So, hopefully we get J.C. Jackson back. We come to a contract agreement with him. And, yeah, man, hopefully that's it. Yeah, this season, would I say it's a fail? Yeah. Realistically, how do I feel? Hey, man, lose at the start sometime. Starting now, man. Trust the process. Trust Bill Belichick, man. He's the GOAT coach. We'll see what he does with the GM skills and everything. But, hey, man, it is what it is. Still a Patriot fan through and through, man, as I told y'all before. And a lot of people have been asking me, they was like, hey, man, so when your Patriots start doing bad, how's it going to look? I said, hey, I'm still going to be a Patriot fan, man. You still see me right here making this content. You see the jersey right here, Stephon Gilmore, man. Hopefully with Gilmore's injury, it's nothing serious, man. It's not a torn ACL. Please, knock on wood, Lord, that it's nothing that bad, Lord. But that's it. That's all I got to say, man. I'm not going to hold y'all too much. I talked for 20 minutes. I'm not used to doing these long streams. Typically, I do it to the, I just do however the chat is, but chat's kind of slowed down a little bit. Appreciate the chat coming through. Shout out to my guy James, Charm City Player. Shout out to my guy Quest, and everybody coming through afterwards. I might have a video up this week. Who knows? See how I feel with work and everything. And again, Christmas is coming up, man. Hopefully, everybody has a good Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. And if you can be with your family, please do take that time with your family. And remember, just put on a mask, y'all. Mask up. Let's get it, y'all. Catch you next time, y'all. Peace. Thanks for the stream. Appreciate that. And Belichick, hey, man. First losing season since 2000. I was 3 years old, man. So you done good for me. Can't complain about that. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm done.